I was laying in bed and I was thinking about how people are managing their mental health during this really difficult time of COVID. Because I know a lot of people are struggling. The mental health issues are a bit of a thing talked about in the media quite often. With that um, is a major thing that people would struggle with when, especially when they're isolated. They don't have a lot of contact, or they don't have a lot of freedom, and perhaps also they have this fear of the future in terms of, you know, what's going to happen, what their future will be like during COVID, after COVID, etc. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I drew this circle with the intention of putting different modalities and practices within the circle. And the main ones that I came up with were talk therapies, which involve things like psychology and counseling and psychotherapy. And another thing in the circle was creative visualization, um, affirmations, maybe journaling can come into that as well. So this is really something that you would do through just maintaining your mind through a process where you might be writing things down or saying things over and over in your head or visualizing things in positive ways, just to bring positive energy. And the other thing would be mind body work, things like yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, Feldenkrais, Alexander technique, and Agoy as well, which is what I teach. And another thing would be energy work, which would be things like Reiki, pranic healing, chakra work, auric healings, and Agoy as well, which also uses energy. So when I talk about mind body work, I'm talking about things like yoga, which would strengthen your mind and your body. And so it would involve the body in terms of using poses or stretches or movements, but it'll also use your mind in some way where you're focusing your attention on your breath, being present, and perhaps also focusing on different parts of your body that you're working on. With energy work, things like Reiki, pranic healing, etc., you be working with applying energy to a certain part of the body to affect some kind of structural change in that the energy structure of the body. So, like I said, Reiki and pranic healing will do that to some extent. Pranic healing doesn't have an attunement. Reiki does, and so does Agoy as well. And that really is a way of uncreating or changing the energy by really using a vibration which will affect the change in the chakra system or the meridian system. Of course, there are overlaps where with mind body work you can affect the energy of the chakras, the meridians. Like with yoga, for example, when you do a stretch, you can open up your meridians, or perhaps even activate a chakra and while you're stretching. And with energy work, you can also feel better within your body. You can have a certain sense of clarity, taking tension away from certain parts of your body. Sometimes when you're holding tension in one part of your body, it can create tension in other parts. And so you can release tension through energy, and then this processional effect of that healing would be to release tension elsewhere as well. With the Goi, we do both. We use energy and we use mind body work, where I use movement to activate certain parts of the body through a movement, but that also activates the chakra system, the energy structures of the body, and then I apply energy on that part of the body while performing this movement, so that that tension or the imbalance or an emotion that's stuck might be released as well. So, if you'd like to try Agoy and to see if this kind of work is what you'd like to do to maintain your mental health during this really difficult time, if you're looking for some kind of tool in your toolkit to do regularly so you can maintain good mental health and just lock it into your daily or your weekly, I should say, your weekly routine to support you through this time, then please click on the link below. For the moment, the Zoom classes that I have on a weekly basis are free. That's every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Melbourne, Australian time. If you need to ask me more questions about Agoy before you try it, you're welcome to send me an email, and I'll do my best to address your question or explain Agoy in more detail if that's what you are needing as well.